ستيف بروس مثلا يحط لك 5 في خط الدفاع ويلعب مهاجمين. اللاعبين في النص.
What is your VPN?
My VPN?
Yes.
My VPN is Spider VPN.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا بكم في نيوكاسل مع وليد. كعادتنا كل أربعاء نلتقي بالصديق جوردي ديف من نيوكاسل. Welcome lads and lasses to Newcastle with وليد. As we do every Wednesday, we have Jordi Dave or Saudi Dave. Welcome, Dave.
Assalamu alaikum to you.
Alaikum salam. How are you, mate?
I'm fine, great. Was just feeling a bit more upbeat after Monday night, feeling quite raised, especially when you watch the TV at the minute. Everybody's having a go at Man United. How poor they were and how bad they were. Nobody's turned around to say how good we were.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You're right. And this is but anyway, we shouldn't care much about their opinion because exactly. They're just biased. And I believe we did very great. We'll talk Newcastle, Manchester United in details, but first with the news. So I want to know from you, Dave, what is the latest? We know now it's postponed. A lot of people, we don't know why. They are not related to us. I don't know why they are crying about that. They just want us to play games. And someone sent me this earlier yesterday. He said Newcastle is the less team getting free time or relaxed time between all among the 20 teams, which is really unfair. Yeah. And this is our first game be postponed. So what's wrong?
Yeah, I don't know why people are having a go at us for. I know Gary Neville had a go last night. He was saying why are teams who've got injuries.
Did he said sorry? Did he said exactly the Newcastle or just regular?
No, just hinting all the time. Yeah. Yeah, you hear what he's saying. Yeah, this is it's just all veiled at Newcastle.
But he didn't say Newcastle.
No, he didn't say Newcastle. But you can see how it's veiled. You can see how it's actually trying to hide who he's having a go at here. He's having a go at Newcastle. Yeah.
Because what? Because why now? What? They've been cancelling since 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. Why now? Because we've had our game cancelled against Everton. He's
still angry from the game.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's still angry from the game. They were outplayed by, according to him, a poor Newcastle squad. We outplayed them. And the same thing goes for Southampton and Ralph Hasenhüttl. He's kicking off as well today because he wants the game to go ahead on January the 2nd. But if the COVID is right, then you've got to wait at least 7 days. So that's going to rule out a Southampton game as well.
But not confirmed yet, huh?
Not confirmed yet. So I think they're trying to wait to see if they can get any players back. But it would to me, I think so. I think the Southampton game might get postponed as well.
But Dave, I want to ask you: isn't fixed the rules fixed already? They said if you have 13 player ready, you will start, and when a goalkeeper you can't start, you will start the game. No postpone, or there is some way around it, or.
No, I think what it is, I think we've got, if you look at the number of injuries we've got, it's not just the 3 players who got injured the other night.
I know, but I mean, I'm not talking about Newcastle. I'm talking about every team. This is the rules.
Everton had exactly the same problem last week when they had their game postponed last week. They had a number of COVIDs and the number of injuries, which got the game cancelled. So the Premier League had set a precedent. So the thing is with this, the regulations are, if you've got 13 fit players plus a goalkeeper, then the game should go ahead. Now that 13 players has got to come from the 25-man squad that you've named and some of the youth players, the academy type players. But our academy type players are nowhere near being the same type of academy players as what Man City's got or what Arsenal's got or what Liverpool's got, you know?
So,
kids are kids.
Newcastle have less than 13 ready for Everton.
Yes.
That's why it can be postponed.
Yeah, because they've got less than, if you take in the 7 injuries they've got, if you take in the 7 injuries, so you're talking Lewis, you're talking Fernandez, plus the other 3, and there's another couple of players. Richie's not Richie, but Richie, there was a few players who weren't in the squad, and unclear as to why they weren't in the squad. Now it could be that those players are the ones who had COVID, but the players that you've got injured, what you need to do is if you haven't got the squad to replace them players because those players are down with COVID, then if you put out your junior team, then you're making a mockery of the Premier League.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask you. Now the squad is 25, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Could they any team complete the 13 getting from under 23, or this is not an option?
Yeah. No, it is an option. It is an option because.
So how they can say that?
Because the 25 are your 25 players that you've signed. I think if it's under 23s, you can have so many players under 23 who are in the academy and stuff like that. Those sort of teams underneath like your reserve team. If those academy players have been with your club for a few years and they're coming through the academy, those players you don't have to register those players in your 25.
They don't have to. They don't have to.
No, they don't have to.
That's the point. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I read this just before the show starts, and it was for me. I said, okay, I will let Dave maybe explain it better to me. Premier League said they could instruct their chief medical officer to launch an inquiry into injuries when games were called off. You hope he been pretty busy. I didn't get it right. What it's saying?
Well, I think what they're doing is they want to check those teams who've had games called off where they've had joint injury problems and COVID problems to make sure teams aren't just calling games off because they've got injuries.
As I understand it, they suspect the medical reports.
Yes, that could be the case. But it's not just Newcastle. Though. It would be Everton.
I know. But
Man United.
But how they're gonna send doctors there, or what they gonna do? Or they get reports or review? This is ridiculous.
Well, the thing is,
who will lie about an injury?
Right, that's it. Who would lie about it? The thing is, they can't investigate a person's medical records in the UK because a person's medical records in the UK are private and confidential. They do, which is why you've got those players who are saying they haven't had the vaccinations, they haven't taken the vaccinations. You've also got players who have had COVID who may not want people outside knowing they've had COVID, you know, and it's their how do you say it? Their prerogative not to share that information because that's personal information. If you had an illness, you might not want the world to know about it. So I'm not going to tell you for you to then say, "Oh, the reason I can't play football is because I've had COVID or I've got testicular cancer." You know what I mean? That's how serious it's going to be.
Yeah, but what Premier League intend to do?
Well, I don't think there's anything they can do. I think they can ask for as long as they go into the football clubs their doctors and the medical team, and the medical team is saying, we've got these players who are injured. We've got players who've got carrying this injury. We've got players who are carrying that injury. It's fair enough when you see that Wilson came off and Maximan came off and Fraser came off. You can all see they all had muscle strains, muscle pulls. Now that's going to be known, but what's not known, Newcastle do not have to share private medical information with anybody. Yes. As long as they get the Premier League get it undertaken from the medical team at Newcastle, at Everton, at Liverpool, at Man United, that their players have either got COVID or they're having to self-isolate from COVID. You know, that's another thing. You're not just talking about people who've got COVID, you're talking about people who have to isolate, because, you know, if you're like Sean Longstaff and your missus has got COVID, you cannot play because you've got to self-isolate. Now all that adds up, and the Premier League really haven't got a leg to stand on if they're going to come after football clubs, because medical information in the UK is private and confidential.
But and this is really
it's just some people who are posturing because they think there's been far too many games, important games, which have been postponed.
But this is suggesting by people. So Premier League will not do this, or this is something says. Did the Premier League say something about it?
No, I'm not saying anything about it.
So this is just expecting, or
this is just like Premier League said they could instruct. Who? Exactly. There's nobody said that at all.
So he's
it's just people stirring the wooden spoon, you know what I mean?
Okay, but Mike Keegan, I think he's a trust maybe worthy, no?
Never heard of him.
Okay, fair enough. So Southampton, what about Southampton? Still talk about it?
Still talking.
Not confirmed.
Not confirmed. They're waiting to see how many players come back from COVID or how many players recover from injury before the they'll probably check this I would think they would check it on Saturday to see where the game will go.
What do you think about Cambridge?
Cambridge will go ahead. Cambridge
will go ahead.
Yeah,
they will go ahead.
Yeah, because that's after the 10 days, so that the player should be back from there. Plus, with a Cambridge game, you can quite realistically play.
When do you think Southampton will maybe decide?
Saturday.
Who say that?
No, that's my own opinion. My own opinion, because they'll see it at least 48 hours before, which is what happened with the Everton game last night. It was 48 hours before. Because you've got to remember as well, Southampton's on the south coast. It's probably the longest journey in the Premier League, next to Brighton.
Yeah.
You know Brighton, you know how far Brighton is. It's hard to get back from Brighton.
Yeah.
Is it not?
So
you know about how hard it is. You
know
how hard it is
hard.
back from
Look,
Brighton.
take long time.
But yeah,
so,
but the same thing goes to Southampton. You're going to have fans traveling all the way down there and all the way back. So you can't be calling the game off like 6 hours beforehand, like they did with the Liverpool Burnley. Was it Liverpool Burnley or Man U Burnley? They called it off in the afternoon because there was too much snow. They've never called a football match up because of snow for a long time.
Okay, this is so we wish all injured players or COVID players to get a speedy recovery, get well soon.
It's not just the injured players who are out. That's what I'm saying. It's not just injuries or players with COVID. It's players and staff who are having to self-isolate because members of their family have got COVID.
Yes, exactly. So we wish all everyone concerned to be in Newcastle or other team for them speedy recovery and get well soon. We did very good last game. We'll talk about it now. I expect before it's been heavy 2 weeks for Newcastle, Liverpool, City, Manchester United. So for me, I expect to get something, and we get 1 point from Manchester United. So this is something, still something.
Yeah.
But regardless the point, يعني, I wasn't يعني, okay. I was sad that I won the 3 points, but I was happy with the performance. I was amazed. يعني, this is. Can Newcastle do this every game? I was asking myself. What do you think of the game, Dave?
Wait, when I went to the game, I was like, I'd met Keith Patterson and Mitch and all them in the Strawberry.
Wow.
Before the game, and I said, and I was talking to Joe Walker, Toon Tipster, and I said, I think we'll get some tonight. I think we'll win tonight. I think we could take it 1-0 tonight. He said, "You really think so?" And he says, "I'm thinking, possibly 3-0 to Man United." I says, "No," I says, "they're not playing very well, so I'm really up for it. I really think we could be up for this. We could be up for the fight." And straight from the kickoff, you could tell they were just too busy arguing with each other. Ronaldo and Fernandes were, and Maguire. Oh, the amount of complaining and whinging. You could see they were rattled. They were rattled right from the beginning. And then when we scored with after 78 minutes, Fernandes was like throwing himself all over the place, throwing himself down, diving left, right, and centre. And you seen the tackle Ronaldo made on Fraser. He should have been sent off because he was frustrated. He was so frustrated that he wasn't getting the passes, that he went piling into Fraser. He should have been sent off. He should have been sent off because he was out of control. He didn't make much of a contact with Fraser, but he was off the ground. He was out of control, and he caught Fraser. That's dangerous. He should have been sent off.
Yes, and I was happy to see Fraser didn't get injured. He injured, but I thought it was going to be a difficult one, according to the big of the hit. Hi, Chris. Welcome, Chris. Chris, ladies and gentlemen,
وليد,
Chris.
I can't hear you, so I'm going to have to drop out, and I'll join you guys from my computer back to my hotel room.
Sure thing. Okay. Yeah, I still have the same issue with the sound. So, but Dave, okay, we lose 3 players now: Wilson, Maximin, Fraser, and hopefully, really Southampton get to be postponed because we really don't have really very hard to replace Wilson.
Yeah, I think it's something. I think comments on the papers tonight were saying that they think PIF are going to have to go into the transfer market and at least find a replacement for Wilson. Exactly. And the rumours already are flying around. It could be Aubameyang from Arsenal because
that's a new rumor, huh?
Just new stuff, yeah. Just rumours, just rumours though.
Okay.
Because
Arteta,
yeah, but Arteta's he's got COVID, so one of their game will get called off. You know what I mean? He's got COVID. The man has got COVID.
Arteta, I mean.
But there's also talk tonight that this the Trippier's deal's being held up. I don't know why. I think the Trippier's deal might be held up. I think Tottenham might be interested in signing him now. So don't know. But no, I think
held up says by who?
I'm just going to go into it. It doesn't say why it's been held up, but it's just been held up.
It's weird.
There's rumours there's other clubs coming in for him, but we're expecting a statement early next week. But I think there might be also. But
it's weird. We've been linked to Kieran Trippier 2 months. Now,
what they're saying is, Atletico still haven't received an official bid yet.
Yeah, but that's okay. That was, maybe that still continue. I heard this 2 days ago, but maybe this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but obviously they can't send it now.
Wait, I don't. That's what threw me yesterday when Ferran Torres signed for Barcelona yesterday. Is the Spanish window already open? So how can Barcelona sign a player before the transfer window opens?
But maybe he can sign, but effectively in start of January.
No, therefore, but they announced the signing yesterday, and he was having his
maybe Spain is different.
That's that's the only thing I can think of. But if that's the case, can we buy players from Spain, or is it just simply a case we can only sell players to Spain?
Yeah, I think maybe that's the case because Torres going to Spain, but Trippier getting back from Spain.
Yeah, exactly. So
okay, so that's very interesting. But I believe I know now I'm keeping my ears up. I'm trying to hear what's going to be said. I'm paying attention, but I will not be really paying attention until 1st of January.
Yeah, exactly, and
because everything now is speculating.
Yeah, Spenny Mark put it on Twitter tonight. He says, "Christmas Day is coming. Christmas Day is coming." Yes, and I said, "Right, yeah, all our Christmas. We hope we get all our Christmases together on that one day. We get we sign all the players on January the 1st. That would be our new Christmas Day." But I agree. We don't get our hopes up until either New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. We'll wait for that to happen.
We're going to talk more about the transfer window, but regarding the game, Newcastle and Manchester United. I believe last minutes we play much better, even with the injuries. We play much better.
Yeah.
When I see Jacob Murphy up front rather than being in right back, he did great.
Yeah, he did. He did a good job, and he had a couple of efforts before that, and he was testing the goalkeeper, and then when he hit that one in the curling, and I thought it was in. I thought it was going to sneak in the back post, and it come off the post. But then Almiron's shot. We were all going up. It was like we thought we'd scored, and then you just seen De Gea's big hand come across and tap it over the bar. It was an amazing save. But we put Man United to the sword that night. Everything we did was perfect, and everything Man United did was everything they tried to frustrate with. And if you look at Cavani's goal,
oh no, let me start again.
No, but he miskicked it. Mm-hmm. He miskicked it. If he had kicked it properly, I think it would have hit one of our players. But he didn't kick it properly. It only came off the end of his toe, very, very slightly, and it was enough to take it past the defenders. But it was lucky. It was a lucky goal.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have gone. I think if he hit it properly, it wouldn't have gone in. So, I think we were a much better team, and we made Man United look ordinary, which is why Gary Neville has had a dig at us. And same thing goes for Jimmy Carragher. At least Jimmy Carragher was a bit more diplomatic. He thought we played well, but even the sports commentator, when they were interviewing Lungy at Longstaff, and they were interviewing Joe Linton. Yeah. The commentator was disrespectful to Joe Linton by saying, "I didn't think you were that good." And Longstaff actually defended him. He says, "This is what's going on. You lot just stop picking on him. He's a good player." I mean, we had our doubts about him. But that's not for TV commentators to say, I never knew you were that good. Yeah, that was disgusting what they said. It's just another one of these things.
Yeah, really, Mrs. Spoken, really. Chris, are you hearing us? Welcome, Chris.
Yes, I can hear
better.
you. Sorry for the false start earlier. Good to see you.
No, because you know when you didn't hear me, I thought the wrong is my second earphone. Yeah, so
yeah, it was something is odd with StreamYard on my phone. It just didn't work.
Anyway,
yes,
it's good to have you. So how's are you still in Athens?
We have this slope going on. Oh wait, now it's up and down, up and down.
Are you still in Athens?
I'm still in Athens. I will give you guys the view, the Acropolis view when I get more charge in my laptop.
Okay, sure.
I only have 15%.
No, it's okay. You can
17% in my laptop, so I don't want to cut off.
Chris, we were talking about, of course, Manchester game, and I just was about to say to Dave that, I was so excited, and Jacob Murphy did great in Wilson position, and I believe, I forget Wilson was sent off, and I was injured. I thought he's still playing, but my friend says no, this is Jacob Murphy. So, what do you think of the game, Chris?
I used to be a fan of Jacob Murphy, but I'm not a fan of him this year. Honestly, I didn't think he did anything. I mean, I didn't kind of notice anything that he did. I mean, obviously, I was watching on a dodgy stream from Greece. So my impression of the match was that yes, Cavani's goal was fluky, and Newcastle were the better team all night. Probably should have gotten a win. I know we were unlucky sometimes in the final third, hitting some goals, hitting some balls off the post and that kind of thing. But I think it was definitely like a solid effort all around, and especially losing our two best players. But I'm encouraged. It sounds like the reports that St. Maximin it's not going to be out for an extended period, and that he just kind of has a knock, and that he should be back soon. Obviously, Callum Wilson will be out, and I see the reports that so now we're planning to get a striker. I hope that they were planning to get a striker even before Callum Wilson was injured, because Callum Wilson's injury record is not good. So I don't know what you guys, Dave, what you guys think that a striker should have already been in their plans, and if they're just starting today or yesterday, I'd be concerned that they're going to be behind the ball. I thought that at least a backup to Callum Wilson would have been in the cards all along. Ideally, a second striker out to play alongside Callum Wilson, and now to play in his absence is absolutely necessary. So, yeah. And you could say that St. Maximin and Joe Linton have a little thing going, but I'm still kind of concerned about St. Maximin since Eddie Howe's been in there, and that he really he obviously did get the goal, but I haven't yet seen him play like a full 90 minutes effort since Eddie Howe came in. So that's concerning, and obviously he got injured. He does kind of seem, I mean, obviously this is like a legitimate injury. It does kind of seem like when he doesn't get his way, he comes up lame a lot. And so hopefully after January, he's not the focal point of everything we do, because clearly he has his deficiencies. And if we're going to be strengthening our squad from January and then staying up, and then next summer we don't want to be building our team around Maximin. He's more of a luxury player to have than to have a team that's building up from bottom of the table to mid-table to challenging for Europe, hopefully in a year.
You speak earlier about the goal of Cavani. The funny thing, or sad thing, when I watched the counter-attack from Manchester United, I was sitting with the lads, and before the goal, by many seconds, I said, "Look to the Cavani. He will slow down to get behind the center back," and this is what happened. All the defense, Lascelles, I don't know, I don't remember who. The defense was looking to the ball holder, not looking to the Cavani who gets the position and score. He slow down to be in the box alone. This is Cavani. This is.
But that's where Cavani's a good player, though.
No, Dave, this is Cavani model. This is what he do always. Have they just see Cavani? They didn't expect this. This is his style for play.
Yeah.
They didn't watch another games. They didn't watch Cavani before. This is what he do always. I don't know why they feel for that.
Oh, Waleed, I haven't had a chance yet. But what happened to your blonde hair?
I have to put it back because either I have two choices: either to continue diet with the blonde, but it's gonna be hurting my hair. So I will save this.
I didn't know it was that easy. I thought it took a while to transition back from the.
No, it's so easy. Anyway, maybe they were exhausted. But for me, I was expecting it's gonna be a goal from the same thing. Cavani running, then slow down, and this is basics. It's very weird. But let's say maybe they will get exhausted. Anyway, but I think this is the best game for Newcastle this season. I'm sure it's the best game for Newcastle this season. But we need this is the maximum. I believe this is the maximum of the Newcastle, the maximum. And we didn't take advantage of our heads of our leading the game with early score. I was happy Manchester United score late. This was one of the not happen always. I remember when always scored, we concede early, draw very early, but there was a time between goal we achieve and compared to the goal we concede. Big interval of time, but we needed the leverage. We didn't have the leverage. This is the maximum. That's what we need in transfer window. We need someone or some couple of names really give us the leverage and can control the game. If we score early, they can kill the game. How's it ridiculous? And I see here Junior Turner. He's really angry, and I really and I'm really with him. He said Saint Maximin is not 90-minute player, and when things get tough, he wants out. He needs to be impact player from the bench for me. And he did amazing goal. But after the goal, I don't know. There was one opportunity. I don't know how he lost it.
Well, I think when he should have scored just after the second half, the ball came to him rather quickly, and I think it wasn't what he expected, and he stuck his foot out to try and direct it goalwards. He should have put his foot through it, but even then, that would have gone in beforehand with somebody else. But De Gea was also he kept Man United in the game. So De Gea made that save. And from a goalkeeper's point of view, me being a goalkeeper, I thought it was a great save. It was a great save. Maximin should have hit it harder, but you can't take it away from the lads for getting it into that position. We weren't getting anywhere near that under Steve Bruce. Under Steve Bruce, we weren't getting into the box. We weren't putting the balls across. And Fraser coming down the wing and going past people like they weren't there and digging the ball out. You know, that we haven't had that. We haven't had that. We haven't had somebody getting to the byline and cutting the ball back. We've seen it now in a couple of games where we've got the byline and cut the ball back. Each game is getting better.
Better and better, yes.
Yeah, so I can understand people's frustrations, but I look back at where we were under Steve Bruce, and we are a million miles better, a million miles further than what we were under Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
And I think Maxi still hasn't adapted to the way that Howe wants him to play. You've got to give him that little bit of time. And you might be right by playing him off the bench as an impact player. But isn't it not the same? Could you not start him and then take him off earlier? You know, and bring Miggy on or bring somebody else on. So you get the impact at the beginning of the game. Or if you bring him on with his legs and he's attacking the defenders who are tired, fine. But let him build that up, because I think Maxi is, everybody raves about Maxi. So
Dave, I was just saying that people might have been expecting like the typical like new manager bounce, and we haven't gotten all those points that people might have expected from a new manager. But I think the bounce that we've gotten has been from the individual players, from Joe Linton, from Shelby, from players that Fraser, players that we had sort of written off as being nothing under Bruce. But we couldn't expect sort of an overnight change in this squad. But I think you can see in the individual play that Howe has a system, and that the players are buying into the system, and there's not this tension, at least that I can see, between any of the players and the new manager. Everyone is on the same page, with the possible exception of St. Maximin, and playing for the manager and the system. And said we have our individual game, but we're setting this aside for the good of the squad. And I think St. Maximin is a little bit on the fence about that. But very clearly, I mean, everyone's sung the praises of Joe Linton, and we thought we bought a striker and a number 9, and we've got a central holding midfielder, who's sort of filling a need for us, because we were lacking that midfield presence.
But even Match the Day last night, Lineker and them were waxing lyrical about Joe Linton being, he's not just the central midfielder.
Yeah.
They were showing him coming back and tackling back, and also running with the ball, and also getting in front as well. So he's been given the free role that Maxi had.
Yeah.
He's been given that free role that Maxi had, and Maxi's now got to do a job rather than being given the free role. Which is why when Wilson went off, Maxi was given the job as being the false number 9. You can see that. And Joe Linton was still doing all the hard work in the middle of the pitch, and Maxi was then having to do all the work up front. But of course, then he got injured as well. So, yeah.
For Maximan, he doing the difficulties because he, as Junior says, what he's saying, he doing his way. Nobody, I think in Premier League, it's very rare to have the goal. Maybe who can score the maximum goal the same way against Manchester United? Maybe Salah. Maybe I think that's it. I think nobody can score this goal. So, but the easy goals or the easy chances, he didn't score it. Or when he should pass to someone, he will be alone with the goal. He didn't pass properly. So this is up to his. He have good things, spectacular skills in some skills, and he have some as well as he have some deficiency in some skills, I believe. This is that's why he's really, I can say, he's a brilliant player. Kind of players who are there brilliant.
But I want to go back though, Owlie. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, sure.
You look at players like Lauren Robert and Hatton Ben Arfa. They were exactly the same type of player. They were missing for quite a lot of the game. But there'll be times when Hatton Ben Arfa scored that goal against Bolton, he picked it up outside the halfway line and he ran the length of the pitch. The whole game, he hadn't been involved in the game up until that point when he scores a worldly goal. Maxi's going to give you that. Maxi will give you that. But is he a luxury we can afford to carry at the moment? Possibly not.
We can, Dave, but if we not just depend on him, we have to have another players or another plan. Not just depend on Maximan, and this is what happened. Yeah. What I was really happy also about the handball by Maguire or Varane, by Varane. It was the minute 93 and the extra time, injury time. I was happy to see Newcastle fight until the last minute, not defend until the last minute. Yeah. That's big. This is big change. Yeah,
exactly.
That's what I was happy. And Joelinton was really man of the match, and this is the good manager who know really. And Eddie Howe, I think this is all credit to Eddie Howe before Joelinton. He knows where the good position or the right position for Joelinton.
As we say in the UK or US, he knows where his bread is buttered.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a UK saying as well, Chris.
Yeah, no. Yeah. That's why I said UK or US.
I said UK. I didn't hear that, Chris. I just thought you guys US here. Anyway, I'm a UK resident first, so I don't know all the phrases, but I picked it up.
Really, really thank for them. In fact, for all the players and the team for letting us goodbying the 2021 with happiness, with 1 point.
What's the comment from our Arabic friend?
Oh, yeah, that's good question, Chris. The Manchester United fans are angry. They're doing spaces. They are so angry because from Manchester United.
Comment about Man United, okay.
And as Dave says, Dave, are you with us?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just listening.
Because as you said earlier on the show, you said they all talking and saying that Manchester was bad, not saying that Newcastle was good.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what happened really in these spaces. But I didn't enter actually the spaces, but I can read the lines or the topic title of the spaces. They are very angry.
I'm talking about the comment in our chat here from FM. Bucks.
Yeah. Bucks. No, he said Newcastle will fight for Champions League.
Oh, okay. He translated it later.
Yeah. Okay, so so I'm happy that they give us something to be happy about in this season. People in Newcastle have family over, and so this is a good thing to give them as a gift. So now, we talk about. Let's talk a bit about Premier League now. So this is today, this game's today.
Yeah.
I don't know. Any postponed?
Not at the moment.
They will play all.
All games going ahead. All games are going ahead.
Okay, so hopefully.
That says today, tomorrow. So one of those, the last one, tomorrow.
Yeah. So this is brilliant. So
hopefully, what we'll see tomorrow is a backlash from Man United. We'll see Man United.
Yeah. Can you guys confirm? I know, of course, that the Everton game is not on, but some people were saying that our next match is also.
Yeah, we're still not confirmed. Not confirmed yet.
Not confirmed.
But
as I was telling Ali earlier on, that there'll probably be a decision made about that on Saturday.
Okay.
You know,
That's
the
on,
game,
down in Southampton on the 2nd.
yeah, because
So-
we're playing on the 2nd, so the 2nd's a Sunday, isn't it? Yeah, the 2nd's a Sunday. So, they'll not want everybody travelling down on to Southampton, because I was telling Al Waleed, Southampton's right next to Brighton, and you know that's how hard it is to get back from Brighton.
Okay, regarding Southampton, and they really did great last games. So
Yeah.
is it we are gonna be lucky to be postponed? Do you think we're gonna get benefit from this? Because they went over Southampton, West Ham. I watched that game. They have small less number of opportunities, but they score it. Chances, but they score it. To draw with Tottenham, even with even with a short player, they've been shorted, and so I'm really so I can say Southampton is a bit safer. So so the relegated battle now, it's between 5 teams, I believe. What do you think, lads?
I was going to say, what's the Premier League try to do? Implement a rule that says that any games postponed during the festive period, when they're replayed later in the year, they can't. You can't play any of the players that you've acquired in the January window.
Who say that?
I'm just saying that for all of the rules that they've implemented this year to attack Newcastle, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to say we can't play the improved squad.
Don't give them ideas.
Yeah.
Now maybe Richard Master listening now, and they said, "Oh, get the idea, Chris."
I think if the games that you've got, the games that are on tonight, and then I think if you look at the rest, if you look up to, I think up to the 15th, they're still involved.
Yeah.
I think Everton are still involved in this. Because Everton they've got serious problems with injuries. They've also got serious problems with financial fair play. They are not going to be able to buy players in January.
You're speaking about what team?
Everton.
No, you mean Everton will be relegated?
I think they're still in the fight. They're still there. Already, you've got to look at that.
Okay. Let's do this.
Let's just not think it's because Rafa. Let's look at the fact that Everton have got injuries. They've got a lot of players missing, and they are struggling with financial fair play. They've got no money to spend unless they can actually sell players to bring so they can go and buy some more players. They could be in serious trouble.
Yeah, but I also think, Dave, as a counterpoint to my last sort of fantasy point, was that the teams that have to make up all these matches in the second half of the season, they're going to be playing so many matches that they're going to have injuries and not have players who are fit, even if they have improved squads. So it's not necessarily an advantage to have to make up 3 or 4 matches.
Yeah, but compare you have true in this, but comparing to other teams like Norwich, Burnley, Watford, I think Everton, even with all these problems, they are gonna be better from them. But this is just my opinion. So Chris and Dave, let's expect now who gonna be relegated.
Yes.
For me, it's gonna be Norwich.
Yeah.
Burnley, Watford. And we'll cut this and play it at the end of the season.
Yes. So I agree with you on 2. I definitely agree that Norwich and Watford will be relegated. The third one, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that the third one will be Leeds.
Leeds. Okay. You, Dave.
Me? I think Norwich will be bottom. Burnley second bottom. Newcastle third bottom.
Oh.
He's face there. No, I agree with you. I think the 3 teams that will go down will be Norwich, Burnley, and Watford.
Okay, so you're just teasing us. Okay,
I'm just winding you up. Yeah.
so
But
you are
I-
like,
but-
yeah.
But I think it could come. I think it could come close between Newcastle, Leeds, Watford. I think it could come close, and that's why we've got to do something about that goal difference.
Yeah.
That goal difference is minus 23. You know, that's the second worst goal difference in the Premier League.
It's like an extra point that we need to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like an extra point. We need to start improving that goal difference, whether it's winning games 1-0, 2-0. We've got to get those. We've got to step up, and we can't afford to miss chances like what Maxi did the other night. But
Sorry. My
but
phone.
no, but I
keep-
agree with you, Alwaleed.
My phone, Instagram or something. I don't know.
I think you've got it. I think you hit the nail on the head, Alwaleed. I think the three teams will be Norwich, Burnley, and Watford.
Yeah, I believe so. Let's. We didn't do this a long time ago. Let's talk about the top. So, do you think Man City got it all? Title?
Yeah, I think Man
City.
City will be 12 points clear of Liverpool by the time Liverpool come to play their next game. And I think that's the season. That's like what we were in 95, 96. At Christmas, we were 12 points ahead. And
We know how that happened. Yeah.
and when we threw it away. I can't see Man City doing that.
No, they're
For
too
me,
strong.
I'm not asking about Man City. I think this is.
They can
This
sell
is
Torres and they'll still be, they still have a huge depth. So it's crazy.
for me, Man City is expected. Liverpool, they are doing great. They reach good level, but they don't have what Man City have. They don't have a great bench.
Mm-hmm.
So this is obvious. But I want to ask you, Arsenal, okay, they're trying to get better. West Ham, they are doing great, but they need better players as well. So Tottenham, they are not a big six at all. So just my concern is about Chelsea. Chelsea for me is weird. I don't know what's wrong with Chelsea now. What happened? What's the reason of the drop? Are they exhausted? Are they thinking of the World Cup of maybe World Cup of clubs in Emirates, I think. So what do you think is happening there?
I think that their manager had a dream for a season. Obviously, coming in and winning the Champions League in his first full season was pretty incredible. I think that Chelsea kind of has an identity crisis. Like they kind of don't know. They kind of have like two different teams, and they kind of just don't know like how those guys gel. I mean, they have all these players, Havertz, and like they have kind of like the German imports. Who Tuchel was sort of coming in to make right, and he hasn't really gotten the strikers right. And then you have Lukaku, who's injured, who was supposed to be like the impact player to really help them challenge for the league. And of course, they did reach the top this season, but have kind of fallen off since. And I just don't quite like their squad. I mean, I don't like Chelsea, period. But I just always kind of thought it was more of a two-horse race between Liverpool and Man City, and that Man United and Chelsea were just pretenders and not real contenders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think what Chris is saying is right. I think they've shot the boat. I think they need to spend in January as well. But Conte is a good manager, but is he getting the best out of his players? Some of them he is, some of them he's not, and I think he, some of the games. He's unbeaten in 7, but how many of those were actual wins? How many were draws? Lukaku's coming back. Yeah, he's back. But has he got a problem with Lukaku? Lukaku saying he didn't want to play. He didn't want to play. You know, now you can't have players telling you they don't want to play. You know, if he's fit, or the manager think he's fit, you play him. If he doesn't want to play, you sell him. You know, but if he's just simply saying he doesn't think he was fit enough, then these guys are professionals. These guys get more time off than players. Like we've said in the past, وليد, in the olden days, we used to play a game on Christmas Day and a game on Boxing Day, a game on the Saturday before New Year and a game on New Year's Day. You were playing 2 games within a space of 24 hours. Now, these players are complaining about playing games back to back after 48 hours or after 72 hours. You know, they're the most pampered football players ever. Most pampered ever. They've got their own dietitians, their own chefs, their own doctors, their own medical staff, their own massagers. They've got all this, and they're tired. I tell you who's tired. All those people who work in the NHS, you don't have that. God forsake, get a grip. Give yourself a shake. You know, players are pampered. Now, you can't have Lukaku coming and saying he's tired, because it's a slap in the face to everybody who pays their money to come and watch him play. You know, can't do it. Can't do it, mate. Can't do it. And the same goes for Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo, and any of our players who ever pulled that trick at St James's Park. We have had them. We've had players like that who didn't want to play. We had Johan Cabaye. If you go back to Cabaye, he refused to start the season because he didn't want to play and get injured because he wanted to be sold. You know? We don't
No.
I'm ranting there, but you know what I mean?
It's a great rant, Dave. Great rant.
No, that was great, and I agree with you. But in addition, for Chelsea, I believe this is just his plan being very exposed. I think to other coaches, it's not hard to stop Chelsea. I believe, it's just they just So just try to defense against Chelsea, and it's not going to be easy to be stopped. Yeah. All right. So transfer window.
Yeah.
So we speak earlier tonight, Dave. Chris, I don't know if you hear anything in your rumors, but we were talking today that Trippier deal being held off for some reason. This is just sayings. So any articles you read, anything you hear?
No, I mean I really only rely on NFC 360. I don't really look at the Chronicle. But at this point, I just kind of want to be like, okay, like announce Trippier or not, and it's just I'm tired of it. Sort of.
Me too. Yeah, it's been taking a long time.
Yes, it's like it's very simple. It's like wages and a transfer fee, and then the agent commission is 3 parts, and I don't know what's holding it up, but I can't say I don't want to say I've been pessimistic because I'm an optimistic person, but I sort of said all along I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get him, or that somebody else swooped in at the last moment and picked him up from our grasp.
What about Lingard?
No.
I don't rate Lingard. I don't want him on.
I think he's already said he wants to stay at Man United and fight for his place.
Yeah.
He will keep fighting till his return.
And for sure, I don't want any Man United players actually. We've been linked to like 4 or 5. I don't want any of them.
For me, I want Van der Beek.
The only Man United player that I would take would be the backup goalkeeper Henderson,
yeah, and they've already blocked that. They've blocked that today, haven't they?
I haven't seen that.
Man United said they're not prepared to let Henderson go.
Okay. so
Henderson,
then,
Henderson of Manchester United.
Yeah. He's. If we're looking to get rid of, like we're saying in your show on Saturday, we're talking about getting rid of Darlow or Gillespie or Woodman.
Yeah.
It would only be, and I think Chris made the point that if we buy another goalkeeper, now this could be the thing. They could be looking at Henderson to come in as a replacement for any of those three.
yeah.
But they need to keep somebody in reserve for if Dubravka gets injured, because he picked up another nasty injury on Monday night when he got clattered. But no, yeah, Henderson. But you see the Martial thing. I mean, we were talking today, وليد, about Martial. Me, it's not for me at all.
Not for me at all either.
But if he's told Man United, if Man United have said we're not going to sign you on a permanent contract, we're going to your loan's going to come to an end. Then, if that's the case, then if he's going to be a free agent, could he be a loan deal for 6 months to give him the chance to play football, because he's going to need to be in a position where he can put himself in the window. But Aldi says he's probably going to go to Sevilla.
I don't want him anywhere near the club. He's just a cancer.
Yeah,
I think Martial need to play continuously. He need to keep playing, not just benched and come play for minutes. This will make him a bad player. I believe this is what's been wrong with them in first place. We'll get now to tweets.
I'll just give you a quick update. The latest transfer links are Gabriel Barbosa from Flamengo.
Never heard of him.
He's a striker for Flamengo.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
amazing player.
Yeah, Jason Denayer, and obviously Umtiti as well.
Umtiti. Yeah, we're going to talk about Umtiti now. But for Barbosa, Gabriel, they call him Gabi Goal. Yeah, he played against my team the last 2 years in World Cup. He was an amazing player.
Yeah.
Okay, some tweets. I will translate it. This is from Mohammed Awad. He's well-known journalist.
I have an update from Duncan Castles.
What's he saying?
He says Newcastle have offered Aaron Ramsey a 3-year deal worth $150,000 a week basic, plus bonuses with an option of a further year.
Who said that?
Duncan Castles.
And where's he from?
Okay, so he does a podcast now. He writes for the Sunday Times.
All right.
Sunday.
But he was always the guy that said that was saying, "Oh, the takeover's done," and it didn't happen.
Oh yeah.
he's a Scottish lad, of course, because of Duncan.
Yeah, Duncan supports Celtic or Rangers.
All right, this is Mohammed Awad, well-known journalist in Middle East. He says he's talking about Dembele, that now Torres going to, or he already finished going to Barcelona.
Yes.
So he, the fight between Dembele and Barcelona is the wages. How many about the contract? Barcelona doesn't want the amount of money he's been asking, he and his agent. But on the other hand, they are buying Torres with about 60 million euros. So, and he will get probably much more chances or opportunities to play. Talking about Torres. So this might be affect, as they are still not confirmed Dembele to stay in Barcelona. So for me, this is good news. What do you think, Let's?
Dembele is like he plays like 5% of the matches. He's just an injury. He's just will take up huge wages and be injured all the time. I don't want him.
Okay, but why the fuss about him? Yeah?
Why the fuss?
Yeah, and for me,
all of like Barcelona and Real Madrid are way in debt. Tottenham too. So So we're going to be offered all these players from these.
No.
clubs.
I mean, why Barcelona trying very hard to keep him? If he's not
I
good.
don't know. I
Dembele.
don't rate him. You know,
Dembele,
they've invested in him. I don't know.
I don't know. I think Barcelona have got to get a number of players off the books.
Yeah.
They've got to get some of the players off the books, and that's what they're doing. And you know, some of the players they're talking about now is, you know, the players who will stay is like players like Ronald Araujo. He'll stay, and Piqué will stay. So Umtiti will go. So they've got players in positions. So if they've got too many players in the position of where Dembele plays, then I can't see Dembele being happy to sit on the bench if Torres comes across, you know. And
Yeah,
I think
that's what he was talking about.
and this is what we were saying when all the Premier League teams were saying,
I get one.
well, players will not want to come to Newcastle, you know, or clubs will not allow their players to go to Newcastle. But what we were all saying on the shows was that it comes down to players and players' agents. If a player's not going to be playing, you can guarantee somebody like Dembele or any of the players who've got on their team will want to move to get some games, because, like we've already stated, we've got the World Cup next year. Those players are not going to get selected to play in a World Cup squad if they're not playing regular football. You know, so you know that's to me where they're going to be at with players like Dembele. You know, and I can't. To me, you know, there's a good chance whether we'll get Umtiti, but I can't see we're getting Dembele for the simple reason I think there could be a host of clubs ready to sign him if they get the chance. There could be a load of clubs waiting.
Chris, I thought you look like you're going to bring something.
I might have a football t-shirt parade for you guys, like I had the jerseys on the last time. But I was gonna say I might be like I might have to recuse myself from this discussion about Newcastle and Barcelona, since I have Newcastle.
And you take this with you in Greece, huh?
I have a Barcelona.
Okay. So maybe
I have two more. Hold on.
Yeah.
I don't know what this. Oh. All right. So
He's got a Sunderland shirt there now, I bet.
no.
If you bring a red and white strip on there, man, Chris, I'm leaving the studio.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay. So Chris, is this taking long? You're going for longer, so I can continue.
Just continue.
Okay. Okay. Take your time.
I thought I also had a Roma T-shirt, but I maybe don't have it here.
Hope not the Inter Milan shirt, huh?
No, Roma.
No. All right. So
and then I have my
my
latest one, which is a Greek league, which we're not buying anyone from Greece because we don't have anyone good.
I know Panathinaikos.
Yes, this is exactly this. This is the training shirt from Panathinaikos.
Yes, a famous team, and I know
I'm Greek and Irish, so I've got the Irish. On me too.
And I know Bauk, I believe Bauk.
Pauk is that's from Thessaloniki.
Yeah, that's the only teams in.
The northern team.
All right.
But here's the thing for you: any team that ends in K in Greece, there's two teams. There's AEK and PAOK. and the K stands for Constantinople. So it's teams that were founded in Istanbul, present day Istanbul, because the Greeks obviously we used to have Constantinople, but then we got kicked out by the Turks.
Yeah.
So there's two clubs that were founded by fans from Constantinople displaced in Greece. So that's PAOK and AEK.
All right.
Yes. That's my lesson for today.
نواف العقيل, journalist, media from Saudi Arabia, saying he talking about and this Premier League now is going for Manchester City is like a car going for gas station, which is club. He's just going to every team, every city. He got 3 points and go on, and he's expecting the league to go to City easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I don't think that Liverpool has enough.
Okay, that's funny. Being very reliable held that Rafa Benitez had deciding vote calling off Everton and Newcastle game and decided to show loyalty to his club, all the club.
It's got nothing to do with the managers. It comes down to the board, the Premier League board. It's totally down to them. I don't think it's anything to do with the managers, because it would be so unfair. But if it was, Rafa, cheers, mate.
We had this earlier at the start of the show, and we discussed it with Dave. We need your opinion about it, Chris. Why Gary Neville speaks now about this role of his?
Because he's a I don't do the proper pronunciation, Geordie pronunciation, but Nounce is it Nounce? How do you say he's an idiot? Nuts.
He's an
idiot.
He's a
أحمق. العربي أحمق.
I was going to swear.
Nunts. Yeah, he's a nunts.
He's a mank.
No. Let's move to
Bury.
Okay.
No, I've read something earlier on about it as well. No, I've lost it now. But they were talking about he was why had Gary Neville stepped in? Why had Gary Neville humped the mouth off? You know, because they can say
less the player or less rumor, big rumor we have here. Before we go to quickly to the comments and maybe some question. You know Igalo.
Yeah.
Udin Igalo. What do you think? He play now in Saudi Arabia, and he been linked from so many resources. But for me, I don't think this is happening. But I don't know why they keep even Sky Sport talk about.
Yeah, well, it's the reason why I'm talking about it, وليد. He's done it simply because he wants to move away from the team he's playing for. So he's put his mouth out there.
He went to leave.
I'll go and play for Newcastle. If they want me to play, I'll come and play for you. But Newcastle are going to turn around and say, we don't want you, but somebody else might come in for him.
Okay, this is his statistic with the Saudi team, Al Shabab, which is black and white, by the way. Yeah. But I'm not supported, by the way.
Who's your Al Ali?
Al Hilal, blue and white. Yeah. So this year, play 14, score 10, 1 assist. Last year, play 13, score 9, assist 3. So yeah, but this is statistic here in Saudi Arabia. Last statistic with Manchester United. Sorry, Chris. We're losing you, Chris. If you can just, we're losing you. Here, his statistic with Manchester United. Also, it's not that good. I remember he played as a substitution most of the times, but he didn't score.
2 goals.
11 games, 0 goals. Here one goal.
In all the competitions he played, he scored 2 goals.
Yeah, but because he played last minutes.
It's like Joe Linton until this season.
No, you were off, Chris. What do you think of Igalo? Statistic.
I don't know anything about him. I
remember when he played for Man United, he wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Chris, why you being so far suddenly?
Because he wants out of Al Shabaab. Is it Al Shabaab? He wants out.
No. I'm saying about Chris. He's away.
Chris. I don't know. He's away with the fairies.
Yeah, I don't have a comfortable spot on my bed.
Sorry, but that was really a great thinking, Dave. I think this is you're probably right.
Yeah.
We have. I put some. Junior was really. Thank you, Junior, for your input. He said he gave us some news. Gerard Vieira, Arteta, all positive COVID. Southampton local paper has the game being off today.
Never heard nothing. I'm actually I'm in the papers. I just want to throw one extra one which has come out as well. Newcastle are showing a strong interest in Lille playmaker Youssef Yassisi, but face a battle with Galatasaray for his signature. But that's come from a Turkish newspaper.
We got more news from Duncan Castles, the Scotsman.
Right, I'll have a quick check on
I don't know why we're reporting this because he says that we've made an offer to Dan Ashworth from Brighton for the director of football role. The offer is $2 million per year, which is double his current salary at Brighton. So yeah, I mean it's an attractive offer to Dan Ashworth, who I didn't know anything about before he was linked to Newcastle. I think Dave did. And I don't think we need to know how much we're offering to director of football because whatever we did with Amanalo, all of the pre-links to Amanalo didn't work out. So I'd rather just be quietly and get it done rather than just sort of it seems a bit desperate for it to be kind of putting out our salary offer to director of football. It's like, just sign him or not. We don't need to hear about the negotiations. So that's a little bit worrying for me, and it sort of indicates to me that like he's not going to take the job, or he's sort of on the fence about leaving Brighton, and we have to put this out. That in any link, I always wonder not just who the leaker is, but who's the beneficiary of a leak like this. And I don't think the beneficiary is Newcastle. It doesn't make the owners look good to have salary negotiations leaked out to the press about our director of football. I don't know what Dave thinks, but I'd rather it just be quiet and get it done, or not say it's imminent and here's the discussion.
Yeah, again, it's reading, it's listening to what's in the papers, listening to what the media are saying, or listen to what Amanda and Mirdad and what they're saying, and I'll not do anything until I hear anything from Al Rumayyan, Mirdad, Amanda.
Yeah,
They're the ones who are going to
Jamie
make a decision about who's coming. They'll be the one who tells us, but they're not going to leak anybody's wages or signing fees or anything like that.
From the videos they did for Christmas, and they did something or say something about what's coming. Okay, let's play it here. I have it, I believe, here because I want to show you something. Yeah.
Merry Christmas to all the fantastic Newcastle United fans. Merdad and I just wanted to thank you all for the incredible support that you've shown us this year.
Thank you very much, everybody. We really do appreciate your support. We're hoping you're having an exceptional day with your families and friends. Merry Christmas, and we look forward to 2022.
Hi folks, it's Jamie. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank all our incredible supporters in Newcastle and around the world for the support they've shown us and the team this season. It's greatly appreciated. I know at times it's been tough, but better days are coming. I also want to recognise the incredible generosity shown by our supporters to the Newcastle Food Bank, which is providing invaluable support to those most in need in our community and showing once again we're not just a football club, but we're the heart of a great city. So I wanted to wish everyone connected to the club a Merry Christmas, and I look forward to seeing you all at St James's Park very soon. Thank you.
So better days are coming, according to Jimmy Robbins. And do you think they seem comfortable, or they are maybe they did the job they need for Newcastle regarding the signings? They are comfortable. They look comfortable, and they are like assured, or maybe this is maybe kind of a challenge that we are ready for the new year. Or this is what I get from the video. What do you think?
I have one more update from Duncan Castle about Ashworth, which I don't think that anything he's putting out is good news. It says the feeling at Brighton is Ashworth is leaning towards taking the job at Newcastle, and the matter. How many times have we heard this before? And the matter should be resolved in the next few days. I'm just gonna put it out here. Dan Ashworth is not going to be our director of football if these stories are coming out.
Unless if he's a player.
But why bring him in now for? Why bring him in now for? They've got that man that Amanda brought in already, who's doing the deals at the minute.
And then we can get the Michael Edwards at the end of the season from Liverpool.
Wait, you're not wrong though, Chris. You could have Michael Edwards, or you could have somebody. You might even get Mark Overmars. You might even get Michael Elmanello in
where we are in what league we're playing in.
Yeah, exactly. You've hit the nail on the head. Where we're playing the league will make the biggest difference, and that's why the situation we've got at the moment is we'll just have to accept it. We're not going to get a director of football with a big name, certainly until our Premier League status has been assured.
I've just seen the comment from Guy Bruce Threepwood, who says the word I was looking for was numpty.
Numpty. Yeah, the numpty. Yeah,
because he says that nounce is a bit of a harsher word, not really related to silly.
All right, lads. We've seen the videos. Did he seem confidence? Did you see confidence in their between their words, or what do you think?
I think that they've hit, like, reality has kind of smacked Amanda and their dad in the face. You can see how they really take the losses that we had since Hal came in very tough, and they've got their kind of worried faces. I feel bad for their kid or the kids.
I don't know. I didn't see that. What do you think, Dave?
Bad spells.
No, I think this is where they're the same as every other fan. You know, they show it.
Yeah,
they show the pain. They show the passion.
They're on
and when Maxie scored, you could see, you know, Amanda and Rumian, and you know they were like jumping, and Jamie was jumping, and you know. But you could also see in their face when we've conceded goals. They look as sick as parrots, like the rest of us do.
Yeah,
and that resonates.
All Rumian was.
I mean, they didn't seem worried about coming days, which is a great thing. Yani, this is what I saw. Yani, that's what I mean by my question.
It's good that they're out there, because obviously we never saw Mike Ashley, and we didn't need.
Wait. He wasn't bothered. He was just doing that, wasn't he? Yeah, he's just getting the money, and he was.
Okay.
He was bothered about it.
All right, I have some question here. I will translate it for you, and please, I need from you a quick answers if you can. Bixen says, my question is Man City before takeover of Man City, and before Man City being taking over, who was much more champions, Newcastle or Manchester City?
Newcastle. No question.
Manchester City were in the 3rd division. Manchester City were in Division 1.
هذا جواب بيكسن يقول لك نيوكاسل كان هو أكثر بطولات. Okay, when do you think Newcastle will have the title?
2 years. 2
They
years.
can have the championship title next season.
No,
No.
Why?
They're staying up. They're staying up. I would say 3 to 5 years.
Yeah. So if you take this season into consideration, then 2 seasons after that, I think we'll be there or thereabouts. If we get the investment that we all expect, what we're going to get.
Yeah.
My fear, and I put it on Twitter last night. My fear is that if PIF go for Inter Milan.
Yeah, that's you're reading Arabic. This is the question. What was that? Yani, this is still. Yani, they just
it came across in a link from an Italian newspaper.
Yeah, but not strong. Yani, not strong.
It was an Investors Business Daily, which is a shit.
Exactly.
All I looked at was it wasn't like it was not going to be like taking the part of the ownership or giving them sponsoring them. This was $1 billion or 800,000 euros or 700 million pounds. Now that's not a loan. That's not investment. That's an ownership takeover.
Yeah,
well,
I already saw. I saw that Amanda said we looked at Inter Milan and we decided not to do it. So I don't believe it.
And even I don't know why we should care. Yani, this is not have nothing to do with Newcastle. Here saying okay, is it 3 days to transfer window? Yes. Guy Brush 3 Boot. Oh, that's a very difficult name. Hope you all had a great Christmas and will have an even greater New Year. Same thing to you. How are the lads? Numpty, I think this is the word you're talking about earlier. Numpty.
That's a bit tame, that man. That's tame for Gary Neville, that.
Nonce is a harsher word.
I tell you what was even more an offence to him when he was actually outside St James's Park, and him and Carragher were talking to Holly and all them, and he walked past me and I shouted, "Phil." He goes, "I'm not Phil. I'm not Phil." Callum Filligans off it. Phil Neville. Might as well call him by his sister's name.
Yeah, he's blonde now.
Tracy.
Do we need a goalkeeper in winter transfer market?
Only if we sell Darlow and Woodman. Yeah,
we covered this, Waleed.
Yeah.
Okay. Left Dubravka, but we will if we want to progress.
I tell you what.
Yes.
I don't know if you noticed it the other night, but Dubravka had me pulling me pants when he came for that cross and dropped it on the edge of the box. And I just went, no, because it reminded me of the goal that we conceded against Man City when the ball bounced over him.
What was the Arabic question? Or did you that was an old one? You just posted.
This is what the club goals for the future to be the number one.
Yeah, you saw Amanda said. I mean, at the same time, I said this before. Amanda did not come out and say we're going to be champions in the Premier League and Europe within 5 to 10 years. She was asked, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years, which is a different. So she didn't put the timeline on. The timeline was put to her in a question. So it was a bit unfair for people to all go out, and the headlines were Amanda Stavely, new owner, says Newcastle will be bringing trophies in 5 to 10 years. That was not her timeline.
No.
I don't know. This is weird comment.
That's weird.
David Moyes or
You guys frozen?
I think. I don't know. No, Chris. I think you are.
He's got a bad back.
You guys, I was moving. You guys weren't moving.
So, okay. Last topic before we head off. What's wrong, Chris?
Chris has gone again.
Yeah.
I think he's gone for a lie down.
I think he's tired.
No. My chair's too hot.
Hold on. The voice from the depths of the hotel room.
I'm right on the bed.
So Dave, what do you think? Name first signing of Newcastle. Give us the name.
Trippier.
Chris, are you hearing this question?
This is
Yes.
Yeah, he's got his Newcastle top one.
My dress shirt was too hot in this hot room.
So first signing.
Yeah, I agree. If it's not Trippier, we're not getting him.
Yeah.
Getting it. That's okay. Fairness. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
what.
Who do you think?
For me, same. I think Trippier.
Trippier be the same.
Trippier, yes.
ولid ask the questions. He doesn't answer them.
Yeah, and maybe Trubisky. Who knows?
Every
Maybe Trubisky.
time, if you notice, every time we do a prediction, he doesn't do predictions.
Yeah.
Hang on. This is the man who, when he arrived on Tyneside, the first thing he said was, "We'll not get relegated."
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's why he did that.
Let's wait.
It's down to him. It's down to him. I'll be on the next flight to Saudi if we do mind.
Okay, that was all for us for tonight. Thank you, Dave, and thank you, Chris, for your insights. We really enjoy your information. Thank you for all the news.
Yes.
Chris is going to show the Acropolis. Isn't it?
I almost fell off my balcony.
Oh, God, shit.
Okay, but we can't see anything now.
Oh, look at that behind him. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. That.
Yeah. And unfortunately, the actual that's the Acropolis. The Parthenon is right behind this tree.
Yeah.
There's a tall tree right behind me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good, yeah.
But that's been nice to be there though this time of year.
Yeah, it's nice.
I was last there in 1978. Yeah, but I just want to say
I was in my mom's tummy then.
The fact is, you guys are too bloody young. You two are too young. You need to suffer the pain like I have of Newcastle United for 54 years, 55 years. I know I'm 58, but you know, even though I went to my first game when I was 2, my dad took the game when I was 2, but you know, the pain. I've had 58, 54, 55 years of pain. You have only had it for the past 30. You know, you've got a lot of pain to come yet.
Those
you two
the
are
dark
going to
years,
get
78, 79.
Yeah, but you two are going to get more years of pleasure. If this comes off, you're going to see we become, and your kids will see we become the best club in the world. You
Exactly.
know, I'll be 6 foot under pushing daisies up. You know, but when that happens, I hope to see we win something before I die.
Hopefully this yes, we will win, Dave. Don't worry about that. Stay well all, and hope to see you next year with Newcastle وليد. Good night, all.
I'd like to say good night. Cheers, lads.
Yeah, good night. Cheers.
All the best for 22.
Take me home to the banks of the river Tyne. Take me home to the place that I me home to the banks of the river Tyne. Take me home.
بالنسبة لما يجيك ستيف بروس مثلا يحط لك 5 في خط الدفاع ويلعب مهاجمين.
Excuse me,
اللاعبين اللي
وليد.
في النص.
What is your VPN?
My VPN.
Yes.
My VPN is Spider VPN.